Hi, everybody. My name is Jessica Holyfield, and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States. And we are here taking a look at the first team battle, Planet Maker producing a mission. I'm here for this. We're going to be looking at, I believe, 3 performances: drama, hot, and ISTJ. We're going to watch them, share our thoughts. I am going to be looking through on the Mnet Plus app. I think I was able to figure out a way to get it working with my software, so we're gonna give it a try and hopefully it'll work okay. I'm ready. I hope you are. Let's go. Come on. Guys, the LEDs are phenom here.
Yeah, I'm the drummer. Cause go bigger, bigger, better too. 날카로운 눈 안에 비친 taxi. 내 분을 당겨줘. What? Oh my god. Is it what? 터졌나? You better watch it. 우리 미니 컨셉 boom. 탈락하고 있어. I like me when I roll. I like me when I shout.
Told you he was gonna be good for this one. Oh, the strange transition though.
I bring all the drama, I bring drama, with my girls in the back, drama, I bring drama, with my wars in the back, 나로 시작되는 drama, bring that drama, with my girls in the back, yeah, I bring drama, bring that drama, with my wars in the back, 나로 시작되는 drama.
Hey, I can get on board with that. Do the full song.
I'm a stunner. 1, 2, it's time to go. 타오르는 나의 당연한 and the love it 새로워지는 rules. 나도 시작도 알아. It's done. I bring all the drama, I bring drama, with my girls in the back, drama, I bring drama, with my wars in the back, 나로 시작되는 drama.
Oh, I haven't covered this part in the episode yet. So that was the killing part where we had a little partner assist. Or was that not the part? I don't know. Yeah!
Yeah, 너로 시작될 my drama.
They kept that in. Oh, here we go. Okay. These are our little ending fairies. Okay. All right. So, let me see. So as you can tell, whenever I like pause, it darkens the screen. So that's just the format of the video on the app. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm actually gonna put it at 0.5, and I'm gonna try my best to not stop it, and we're just gonna kind of talk through it together like a big old family. If y'all are okay with that. I know it's so slow. I'm so sorry. All right. So from the top here, he got switched out, or like, I'm sorry, the Hang Do Win, right? Chen Bo Win. I'm so glad that my brother, I said I wasn't gonna do this. He ended up winning his match. Zihao wanted him from the jump, which I totally understand. Chen Bo Win, I knew from the episode he was going to do really well on this track before he even got scouted, so I'm so glad he's there, because I told you, he looks great on that. Han Wen, love to see it. And then Chen Zishao, and then Li Zihao. Li Zihao's making it to final lineup. Absolutely. I would say are definitely for him. He's got such a good personality for final lineup. And I would love to see him there, right? Okay. So, like I said, we're going to talk through it here, right? Overall, really nice in clarity, cleanliness. It did look like we had some really great moments. However, the transitions look like we dropped our character a little bit. Okay. Yeah. So we come up. I like that they created and established a little throne out of it. The little I'm the drama. We ball change it. I like the levels. Great accent with the head and the arms. But it's true. Good accent with the chest. Dropping it in. A little toxic. They punch it up, pull it in. Yes, they have to modify because of vocals, and that's fine. They practice with that, though. The pass-off is fun. Camera angles can also narrate a completely different story, depending on who our feature is. Like our feature there, we cannot see him to save our life. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't even tell you who it was. Nailed it. Killed it. Feature looks great. He turns it over. Hanwon has a good moment here. Well, that part. That's a bit of a disconnect. I mean, you did as best as you could, right? Part of me wishes for that moment. I will stop it here. Come on now. For the switch off between those two, from his section over to Zihao, he dropped it low. Honestly, you didn't have to switch it until Li Zihao starts going. Honestly, you did. That switch didn't need to happen at that point. You could have waited. Li Zihao comes out and then do the switch off. That would have looked way more organic. So you see how much of a struggle it is to even like get it from not being a black screen. The pull down was fine. What's happening? No, go back. See, this is the sacrifice I have to make. It's not on YouTube. I could get blocked for this, and that's life. Okay. The pull downs, good levels. Zihao freaking nailed every section he did. Not surprised at all. He wanted to do the song. Everybody who's in this wanted to do it. And that really helps contribute to the overall vibes of it. Time to go. Now, could it be because it's a bit hard to see him? Because you're seeing the overall choreography, which is cool. I like the little fanning moment. But it was hard to see this type of performance coming from our newly added member from the episode. He crosses it, uncrosses it. Come on, little accent with the hat. I love the knock, right? Abri. All that, great with the arm swings. They're cleaner than Espa was when they did drama, I think. But Espa had the drama, because it's their track too. This part, it's fun. I like the accent with the brush at the shoulder, which is nice. We appreciate it. But also, I'm curious if people are like, it looks like we're trying to over-masculine a track like this. Like, it doesn't register the same as Armageddon. That part is nice, but it's also, we have a zoom in compared to the entire Li Zihao section that we saw earlier. That was all zoomed out. So, for me, I like it. I like that we get to see the choreography, but also you really don't get to see the personality in the presentation as much, which doesn't make it as competitive overall, and it opens up more holes. Right? That girl's in the back, little brush on the hip is fun. That drama, walk forward. Drama, ma, ma, ma. The nice little pivot. I like the lingering moment there. And then see how it comes in. So the two that stand out to me would have to be Chun Bo-in and Lee Zi-hao from everybody in the track. The meltdown was, I mean, that little trace was fun. All of that. We have confidence, but we don't have a lot of physical push in our moments, in our movement that really help make that nice and full and competitive. Like even here, he doesn't have a lot of performance that's projecting for his section. The accent is nice, little walk it out is fun. They cross it, snap it, little top rock, little brushes on those hands. That was nice. Bring it in, I'm a little stunner. They cross it, open it up. It's time to go. We cross it, little shoulders out of that. And then we have the brushes out of it too. Pressing it away, good opposition and mirroring. So the framing is nice. They're clean, and that's half the battle. I mean, that's kind of expected. You gotta have a clean dance for a competition. I bring, they bring it back in. And I like the shoulder on that. I'm glad that at least in the second course we had to zoom in on Zi-hao, right? It's in the back. Down, up, hit, drama, little reveal. Now even in the competition, you notice somebody was directly behind Zi-hao. That is less screen time for that individual. So that is a great example of we want to be mindful. Even in our competition choreographies, we want to be able to see everybody because we cannot help them as much. Pata amu chanjak. So yeah, this was not disclosed in the episode yet. So there's a good chance I'll learn about it because I'm like halfway through the episode and then I stopped to watch this. Okay. Good little partner moment. The pull down's nice. The look through it is fun. Connection's nice. It was more silhouette based than anything, so it gave extra screen time to both, which is nice. A little toss around is great. The grab on the chest is nice. We open it up, flick it away. Nice. The drag away is really fun. We walk it to the back. Here we go. All the drum. This is nice. I love the change in the lighting. This feels like a unified team. This is a great moment. It's in the back. The toss is nice. Punch, punch up. Nice. The pull in is great. Mama. They did great converting it from the original number to having 6. Girls in the back. The full back is nice. Toss down is fine. Good tension. I mean, from a movement standpoint, they're doing a great job. I think it's the projection from where they're at to screen is really, really hard to do. Love that trace because you don't have an audience that helps you like you can whenever you do it live, right? The rotation is nice. We reverse it. It's nice to pull away. Send it back. The little drama. Not really using a lot of this in our feature moments, I think would be a big note to a lot of our members outside of the 2 that I said really stand out. He's not centered until just then. That bothered me a little bit. That the camera person, when they zoomed in on both of them. And then they did it, goodness. Then they centered up on Zi-hao, and they should have just centered up on him from the jump, but it is what it is. Okay, yeah. Overall notes would be using our torso more. He has more personality here at his ending fairy than he did when he actually performed. And that's going to be like my one note. But he matched the track well. They all matched the track very well. They did great. I would say utilizing the torso more from him too in their features. freaking nailed it. Out of everybody who wasn't the killing part, he freaking did great. And I knew he was going to do great too because of how he dances. And I clocked him from full cams back in Boys to Planet. I was like, he's going to get all-star is what I said. Because of how he dances is so full, but also very tasteful and very clear on dynamics. And so I really hope that he gets more screen time on the show because Brother needs to debut somewhere because he's got incredible potential. And then Zihao, of course, did so well in every part. I think it was very smart to put Zihao on main rapper. It really helped carry. So overall, on the team side of it, it works well. Looks great. I think camera angles could have really helped in showcasing intensity more. But I also like the fact I got to see the choreography more. But it did hurt my soul a little bit, the fact that I couldn't pause as much as I want to. Like right now, I'm really struggling to even get this to work. So it's a work in progress, but the fact that I can even look at this in this way and not have to wait for YouTube, I'm really happy I got the format worked out. So I'm sorry if this isn't as in-depth or I'm not as articulate as I really want to be. It's just because I can't control this nearly as much as I want to, right? I mean, I would have to do this, but then we can't even hear it. So that's the downside. But yeah, okay, cool. Let's go ahead and move on to our next group. Okay, we're at Team Hot now. I have it pulled back up 1x speed. When I heard this song was the one selected, I was like, I wonder, this can swing one of two ways because we've seen Boys Planet Season 1 together. And yep. And so as beautiful of a moment that was, this one, I'm very curious. I'm assuming this one's probably going to be pretty well done. So let's go ahead and check it out. Let's go. Gosh, like, LED game is so strong. So I don't believe anybody switched from that one. I mean, one of them challenged over on the drama side, but here's the test. Not too bad. Ah. Hanyu's one part, he did great. Like, Because I can hear the backtrack way more on this one than on Drama. Doesn't mean Drama didn't have it, but you can hear them be slightly off to their backtrack compared to them, to Drama. Hey. Nice. Cool. Man. Wow. It could be because I'm marathoning Boy Story right now, but the Hanyu is a really good dancer. When you watch him here, and every part that he did was great. He doesn't have the, what is it? The idol image like some of the other guys do. Let me see if I can get this to pause. I've been really struggling with it. And for me, I understand the industry and the marketability that people, there has to be a certain vanity that's involved because that's what really sells in the market, like photo cards and sponsorships and all this other stuff. Should it be that way? That's not the question. Like that's, you know, we could have a whole conversation about that if we wanted to. Personally, I loved how Hanyu danced in that. And I think that's the beauty of marathoning groups for myself because it allows me the ability to be able to like see and recognize people in these types of spaces. Like, if you didn't know, Hanyu is known, I mean, he's, you know, the oldest member of Boy Story, and then Zihao is just under that, and then you have Shinlong. And, like, Hanyu was the guy to beat on the dance side, right? And then Zihao too, like those two freaking bonkers on the dance side when they were really young. And so I just only assumed that they were going to get better and better and better because they currently are. And I'm like at Hanyu's 15-year-old, 16-year-old time period, which is really strange, but seeing him here. But my point though is that it shows you like Hanyu, it could be like he got the stars that he got. Firstly, I think it's because of, you know, we already had the conversation from back at the star level test. And then the song itself, Ola Solar, doesn't set up most people for success in regards to, you know, the type of key it's in. And also because Hanyu doesn't look like, you know, the competitive vanity-based idols like some of the other guys we see are, and you can tell based on the screen time that people are getting, right? I'm just happy Hanyu got screen time in the first episode because he barely got any in the entire show. And there's been a few others that were quite like that too. Where I'm low-key rooting for him. I really want him to debut with Zihao, because in my head I'm like, Lee Zihao's debuting. Like that's for sure. Yeah, but we're going to play it at 0.5 speed. If I try to stop this thing, it's just going to black the screen out. We're going to miss a lot of details. So I'm going to just try my best with what I have. But I want you guys to just observe how Hanyu's doing this. If anybody talks about him, I'll say something. I'll be like, let's clock him and look at him for his skill. Because how he recognized and how he showcased himself here was really nice. I personally don't feel like I don't want him to feel like he has to change to be more competitive. I know that depending on the competition, you have to do X, Y, Z. I don't want him to have to do that. I want him to just get there through skill. Surin did great on his section, his killing part. I'm glad that he's killing part for this. And Yuten, I think, he did pretty well on this as well. I know Yuten wanted to do hot, too. And then having your feature, my martial artist guy, His name's what? Shun Yu? Shun Yu did well on his movement feature. But our guys, we know there were a couple that struggled on the vocal side that had to be in the vocalist position. It's unfortunate, it happens. But that backtrack was super heavy, and I think part of that was out of like making sure that we get some decent vocals, even if we couldn't hit it. Right? It's a fun feature in the beginning. I think this one definitely is it's a solid performance for Hot. Blah! Nice and full. That little blah. Accenting it out. It's pretty polyrhythmic on Ichin's part. Bless him, right? Because he has to ad-lib. There's that juicy, juicy. And then he goes from the outside, brings it in. Tits it high. And then he tosses the arm, pulling it through. They do a good job on the levels for that. Turn out just a smidge lower. I like how he does it in diction. And then we have to beatbox for a second. So it's a little bit off on the backtrack. That's the risk on it. But it is polyrhythmic to the choreo. Choreo's clean. That's nice. Bringing it back is fun. And then we toss it down. I like the toe taps out of it. It's cool. 1, 2, and 3. Bringing it up. That took a wah, travel it out to in. Now this part, right? At least he's on pitch. And we have no idea how these were modified in post-production too. They hit it low, little rooftop, nice. The punch out in, we open it up, reach it through. I mean, I've already reviewed the hot choreo from 17 themselves, so. Here we go. Now, diction. It's like hot. He did good there. Good. A little hot. It's clean, competitive. The pulse works great. Hot, 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 hot. You know what? I'm wondering, people who like Changbin, if they like Hanyu. They remind me of each other. Yes, of course, Hanyu came from Boy Story, which is under the same agency of Changbin with Stray Kids, but the hit and the drop, out, in, open it up. The scoop is fun, tossing it, pick up, pulse, pulse, pulse. So overall, this is pretty competitive. It's got a nice little hot accent to it, works great. Nice. Yeah, I really like Hanyu in this. The little slide behind was a fun little moment there to set it up. Open it through. Good transitions. I would say the transitions on this one I like a lot. It feels like a it feels like a team more so. We just have a lot of reliability on our backtrack in some of our cases. Or we hear more discrepancies of the backtrack to what's going on vocally. Great poses. Guys, this is really hard for me to feel like I'm being thorough, because I don't feel like I'm thorough. But yeah, watch Hanyu there. Great movement quality. I'm a fan. Ichin. So far, Ichin's not being evil edited to my knowledge, at least so far in the first episode. I still gotta watch the behind. I have no idea what happened in these teams. And the pickup. Accent in is fine. The presses work. Little body roll. I have a little, what is it? You step, a little swivel of the hips. It doesn't look like we're modifying movement because of vocalization, so that's something that we can appreciate. High to low. Some of us, our torsos are a little different, and it happens. It sounds like he's straining here. So that's really the thing, is that the vocalization could have definitely improved. Like with drama, could have had in transitions, they could improve on in vocals. Accent is cool. Come on now. Love it. I love that we get to flex that. Nice little fan kick. That was clean. Kerchow! You better. It looked like they were just waiting and then they went, but that's life. It happens. Part of me wishes that they were dancing already before it panned over to them, but that's life. Into a little dolphin. One of them went down into it. One of them modified it. And then he goes. He preps it. The round off. Love it. With his flip out of it. I like the fold downs. That was cool. And then we finish it up. They hit it up and around. That's not as awkward as it could have been, so that's pretty good. Body roll and hit. Drop it down, out, across. Then we rotate it, scoop it. We had somebody hit him behind, so that's unfortunate. Aerial shot helps us clock him though, which is nice. Inore, everybody. At least he's center in the finish of that. You know, I don't know why it bothered me so much when they were panning to Zihow in drama and it was like splitting screen. I'm like, dude, I know you're trying to pan over to the killing part, but alas, you know, didn't work. Yeah. I mean, performance-wise, they did great. I'm really hopeful that Yi-Chen doesn't get a bad edit this show. Bless him, he's been on a couple. Hanyu, I hope he gets more screen time. I hope people recognize that he's actually a great dancer and really good rapper. I think he did great. He got a nice spotlight. I like that he's killing part. I think black hair works so great for him. I mean, it worked with blonde too, but yeah, he looks great here. So I could see this one be very competitive in the viewership. I can't tell you which one I would vote for yet. We still have one more to look at. But yeah, there we go. Cool. All right. So we have Hot. Reviewed as best as I can for not stopping the video. So we're going to go ahead and look at, I think it's ISTJ. All right. Finally, ISTJ. Got it full speed. Here we go. I'm really rooting for them. I mean, they were implying there was some tension in this group, right? Dong Hong Hai was originally in drama and then got switched. So I'm hopeful that we get to see him nail it here.
Let's get it done. breaking rules. You're so hot, hot like soup. 너를 원해, you're 원해. 내가 이 상처에 자르는 말 too hard. 내 뺨에서 오는 건 뭔지 봐. 난 특별히 그자의 팬타입. 미쳐게 난 어디로 너는 누구를 봐. 설레는 일이 다 너랑 내 눈에 넣으면 되는데.
I really like that outfit. That yellow puffer with those pants. I'm digging it.
너란 아이 너만의 루틴. 그 특별한 느낌대로 널 불러볼게. It's the way you are. 너의 세상에 어디가 Let's get down. Let's get down. Let's get down. 난 좋아. Make me proud. Waiting for. I'm just waiting for you. 너의 주워 담아 내게 주파수 내게 던져. It's the time. 서두르고 싶어지나. 가만 혼자 누워가만 새는데 생각해 그래 I'm young. No one can compete. 너를 보내 reflection. 너의 모습이 더 궁금해. 내가 있어. 난 여기 있어. 너란 아이 너만의 루틴. 그 특별한 something 날 불러볼게. It's the way you are. Glamorous, dangerous. 너의 세상에 넌 더 뜨거운. Let's talk about it. Let's go.
Let's go.
It's the way you are. 너의 세상에 너무 뜨거운. Let's talk about it. Let's get down. Let's get down. Let's get down.
I appreciate with this one, we don't just hide somebody directly behind. I actually appreciated that. Wow. Okay, there's, I would say, had the most density of choreography. Okay. All right. So we're going to dial it back. We're going to hope for the best here. 0.5. We're zooming. Okay. So for this one, I don't know about the tensions if there's like a heavy, like we're about to break down and XYZ, all that stuff. I don't know how they did at the interim with the mentors yet either. I literally just at the part where they're about to start filming and they haven't gone through the groups outside of just those getting selected and then the switch offs on teams. I love the LEDs. I don't mind the challenge really that much at all. I think it's a dope challenge. I think, what is it? There's a lot of pressure on all these teams because everybody will become an elimination candidate if you place last. But that doesn't mean you're all getting eliminated. That's just, I don't know who makes the decision. I haven't gotten that far. I don't know if we all know that, but that it's a lot of pressure. It's a very Street Dance China thing to do on the elimination candidate side, which once again, I don't mind that format. This one has the most complexity and difficulty in choreography and in vocal projection. I thought they did pretty well with it. I think there was like 1 or 2 hiccups on the vocal side. On the dance side, there was I think maybe like 1 or 2 awkward parts, but it wasn't anything that you wouldn't just experience in general. So I don't see this. I see this as very competitive. The drop down, I think it looks well rehearsed. It's very clean. I think all 3 of them are competitive, which I love to see. The introvert, the toss behind is nice. The poses are nice. I have not technically covered ISTJ yet from the NCT universe yet. So this is kind of fun to see. The knees, great levels. That pedal up saw, good levels. Also, levels to help with feature looks really good. I love his outfit so much. I would love to own that. Maybe a different color. I don't know if yellow's on my color wheel, but I love it. It gives like a little Kingdom Hearts vibe, right? Fun. Anyway, so I like the different directions here. Using levels to help with feature works really good, especially when you have no idea how the camera is going to pan to you. Rotations are fun. We do have a lot of pan back shots, so those who aren't well known, that can work against you. And that, as much as I love seeing the choreography, I understand for the context of the show, we want people to be seen up close. Because with those two features, we didn't really see them compared to what we're seeing here. But he's our killing part, so that makes sense. We have somebody directly behind, but we did have it, you know, catty corner at the end, so I do appreciate that. And I don't know what they have control over and what they don't. That trace on the ground is nice. He's doing great here. He's very versatile, and I really hope that he gets rewarded for that. Punch down is nice. Open it through. Na, na, na. Can I just say, Jack, his tone is nice. I think it says what? It says breaking rules. I think it was rules. Was that in an Australian accent? Because it wasn't like rules. I think Jack has really good movement quality, actually. And I think his diction's great. I think it's just his off when he's practicing situation. It's just personality. It's either you like it or you don't. It's the realm of the in-between, right? I like the speed change, and of course my feature with the blonde hair, he did well. We had a zoom in on him there, which was nice. But notice we're going back from, I mean, outside of my, let me see, what is this? Dong Hong Hai, outside of the very beginning when we all had our little beginning fairies, we have not had a close-up of that boy at all. We've had one of our killing part, yes. Look, we could get closer, but we're not. This is, I think, the first time where I'm genuinely wishing that we had more close-up shots because of the nature of the competition. And how I really, you know, I'm sensitive to screen times. And I really want people to, you know, look and appreciate these members. Especially ones who aren't super well known, but I also like seeing the dance, so there's that. The accents are nice. Down. Rotation is great. Yeah. If we're looking, I would say the mover of the group, I'd say Jack's doing great. Which is, I'm here for. Based on how they're phrasing it in the episode so far, I haven't seen the rest of it. It's giving the impression that Jack's just behind all the time and he's just a problem to work with. Which I don't think is, I mean, I don't know. I'm not in the room with them. And it also looks like we're compromising just a little bit right here with our, sorry, you can't see my mouse, but on the killing part. My guy there, my Project Gum guy. If you're like, Jess, what are you talking about? Just go watch Boys 2 Planet with me. I like the zoom in. First time we actually get a zoom in of him. But yeah, my guy right there, it looks like he is having to compromise a little bit on movement in order for him to actually be stable, which I understand. Pick your battles. Drop it down, the pull away. It's fine. We do a little trace, so like the overhead with the trace down looks nice. They move away. It's funny watching routines at 0.5 when I'm used to 0.75. So down, I'm fully expecting a little feature moment. We just have a walk away. I'm expecting like a dance, something. But we don't have a camera zoom, and I think that would have really helped that, but I don't know if they can control that. Even here, like we see this, Like, there's no camera guidance that's helping this routine at all. Come on, Kippa. I like the clarity of that. So now we're in like a ballad serenade moment, which could just be an NCT thing here. Feature moment. It does look awkward, but I think we can make that a part of lack of collaboration of camera to the dance. I'm gonna chalk it up to that more so than the fact that they made this active choice to make it this format. That part there is a little bit. It doesn't feel like we're projecting in the right direction. Look, we have a zoom in on Jack. Let's go! There is a charming quality to Jack, but I have no idea if I was practicing with him in day to day, if I would be able to handle his type of energy, right? If I was considered like a colleague or like in the coworker in the space, I don't know. As a teacher, I've had students that are like a Jack. And that's fine because there's a natural role in play for it. But if we're like equals in the space, which is what they would be operating in, I don't know how I personally, as an introvert, would be able to handle that type of energy on efficiency. I don't know. However, what these receipts are showing me here, though, is however Jack practices, I don't know what headspace shift, whatever happened, he's doing great here. Every time we've seen him, he's doing a good job. So I have no idea how he's being painted in the episode in the second half. At least in the first half, I have an idea. But he's low-key competitive on the performance side, if I'm being honest. And he's got he's got zoom-ins happening on camera. I think my guy who got eliminated before we even combined the C and the K planets, my guy that's in this group, we haven't had a close-up of him yet in the actual performance. I think there's 3 that we've had zoom-ins on, and then we've had 3 that it's just panned back. It looks like the camera's allergic to them. It's what it looks like, doesn't it? Which is so fascinating, because normally, I always be like, let me see the dance. But also, Mnet could quite simply just release a fixed cam version of a dance, because they used to do that. And they do that for their music shows, so why can't they do that for the competitions? But let me also see a broadcast version that people are going to vote on, because that's what really matters too. So that's what I find interesting in all of this, is that it's I don't know. The punch it high-low. But yeah, this is an example. I know my bubble's covering him up, but he's having his high note moment, which is fun. But it's like we have our dancers that are just kind of there. It does have a sense of disconnect just here, though. Not in the whole thing, just here. Then I like the bleed out. The kick is fine. We toss it. The look is fine. The accent in to the front. The head is nice. Let's get down. Little body roll is fine. Good energy there. We turn. And we have it low. Open it up. And it's like so slow. It's so funny. Okay, yeah. So if we were to go through who actually got like close-up camera time, I think he got some of it. There were some moments I think we could have really appreciated more. For this one, this is the second time we're seeing him up close, and the first time was in the very beginning. Bless it. This was another case where he did a good job, but we couldn't really appreciate him up close. We couldn't see him too up close that much either. He got some screen time up in the performance, which was good. We like that. Nice. Good for him. And then, of course, our killing part. Yeah. So I'm curious, too. Based on my observations, I'm curious about if that's going to be reflective in who gets voted on for the global voting, right? Because there is psychology, there's psychology behind who we get exposed to, and the way that we get exposed to them can determine our headspace or our thought process whenever we go to have to make decisions in regards to people. So it's very similar to whenever, let's say, if I'm watching a dance and I notice, and I see 3 dances in a row and they're all wearing the same color. Let's say red, red, red. And then I see another dance that's green. and then I go to vote, and they're like, okay, which color would you like to see on a costume? There's a chance that I could pick green because I'm like, oh, I just see so much red. Or I would pick red because I'm like, that's what's trending right now, right? Because of exposure. And I think there was a movie that Will Smith was in that actually like touched on something like that. No, that's fictional. But my point though is based on who we get screen time of, based on the narrative Mnet chooses, because it's still an Mnet show, how they choose to go about showing these guys, if they want to keep with the narratives they started with, or if they want to, shift it in a different direction, as well as even in these. If somebody just watches these performance videos, which in a lot of ways, some people, they only can if they just show up on YouTube, to be able to look and see who's getting the close-up shots and who's not, you're going to naturally remember the people who are you actually see their face over somebody who's just dancing. And that I know. And as much as I wish that we could be like, let's look and recognize the skill, we also have to recognize, who's getting a lot of the attention here, right? Not just in the performance videos, but also in the episodes. And so that's probably why I'm more vocal about it, because I know that's a true component that can shift somebody's perspective on who they'd want to vote for. Because in this one, we only have, 18 people? 20? Yeah, 18 people. And we have a lineup of 5. I think they're already guaranteed we're going to have at least 6. The trend right now is even numbers. I don't think we're going to go full 8. 7 if we're lucky. I'm going to say we're going to end up with 6 people, regardless of how people interact. I really do think that's just Mnet, as much as they're saying, like, you guys determine it. I really think they've already determined it, and then they're just using that as a marketing ploy for more people to get involved. It's a form of manipulation, is what it sounds like to me. But, it is what it is. So I am very curious about the results of this. Who would I vote for? Or who would my pick be out of the 3? Each one had areas that I think could have improved, but I think these are fantastic benchmarks for a first challenge, for sure. All 3 did a great job. I think this one had the most complexity of choreography to justify. I think Hot had, they had to redeem to a degree, but I love the iconicness of the original from the first season. But I think they held it down very well, and I think that they matched the diction demands on, like, tone pretty well. And the first one with drama, I know a lot of people are probably going to compare that to a Whiplash. Not Armageddon. Oh my god, why was I saying Armageddon? To Whiplash from Boys to Planet, because they even use very similar color palette as well with, like, the red belts and stuff. My vote, I would say out of the 3, I liked drama overall the most, because the notes I gave, they were very vocally stable. That didn't catch me off guard the way that Hot did. And this one, I think we just had a couple blurbs. I think some camera shot changes would have really helped this one out of all 3, for sure. But they can't control that, and that's what sucks. But drama, I think, had the biggest, outside of the transition moments, but even then, that's just preference and being nitpicky as somebody who works with dancers and who deals with compositions and transitions, and we look at a lot of dance. That's a very nitpicky thing. And if you had a different camera angle, we wouldn't have caught that at all. So I'm going to say drama, for me, would be my pick. For second place, I think it's interchangeable between Hot and this one, just for different reasons, but also I think it would depend on how, not for me, but I can see how these would be voted on, depending on how the episode airs. But my gut says, forgive me if I'm wrong, my gut says that these performances were released before the episode was. So if that's the case, that's great, because then you're going to have a more, like, objective as can be for people voting, compared to based on how the episode influences the narrative. So I want to hear from y'all. Was this actually helpful? Because this is the first time I'm doing a review straight from the Mnet Plus app. And if you're like, Jess, this was not helpful whatsoever, you need to just screen record and nitpick that way, or you need to review that way, I will make the adjustment. But if you're like, Jess, this is fine, we're able to still enjoy it nonetheless, just let me know. I would love to hear from y'all. So far, the first challenge that I reviewed, even though it's technically the second challenge, has not gotten blocked yet by Mnet. We're still waiting on it. There's a good chance it could. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to try to get these on YouTube. If it's on YouTube, great. If not, it'll be on Patreon for, for us to enjoy. I'm Jess, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Bye.